And now, for the most beloved and rarest Pokemon of all, Rattata!
Oh hey, what's up everyone? I'm back again, obviously, with another Pokemon-inspired tutorial featuring cutie Jigglypuff and creepy as shit Rattata. I must say, it's definitely much creepier than anticipated. As a matter of fact, as you peer deeply into those sexy eyes, you should just subscribe if you haven't already. All correct details are listed down below, and let's get to it. To make the ears and other features needed for these characters, we are using my good old model magic. It's cheap, easy, and lightweight. Enough said. Squish a small sized ball to get the ears started, shaping that into a triangle. One of Jigglypuff's ears is a bit bigger, so making one side just a little thinner to then fold it over will give that larger effect. You can see here below that it just boop, that one side a little bigger. Smooth out any little bumps with your finger using the table as your flat surface.
Deal with it!
Now to get the curve of the ear, just cup the clay in your palm, and so that it dries curved, I put it down between two hot glue sticks, but you can use whatever you find to maintain the shape. Onto the fancy little puff of hair, or whatever it is. Take a larger ball of clay and use the palm of your hand to curve the back so it will fit onto your forehead. Pull at the bottom of the ball a bit and swirl it backwards to create that little curl, and secure it back into place. Just let those dry overnight. And for the paint, you could use acrylic paints, makeup, really whatever you prefer. I've shown you before in one of my other tutorials how to do this with acrylic, so I'm using face paints. Mixing up the perfect pink, just cover all of the pieces from front to back. As the swirl would curve, a little black paint is needed to accentuate the shadow inside that little crevice. The ears are dark in the middle portion, so starting with a dark gray at the tip, just the tip, we want to create a soft gradient towards the base of the ear. Since we are using water-based paints, you can add more water with a clean brush to really blend it all together. Highlight the tops of the swirl and ears, and just let those dry. I always start with a reference picture, and this was my first attempt that I wasn't happy with, so it's always okay to try again. I want to go with cream makeup for this look, and I'm mixing a couple colors together to get the right shade of pink to start with. This will act as our mid-tone, and I'm just blending it down with a dry sponge, leaving my eyes clear. You guys know the drill. I love me some white cream paint. White cream paint is my life. And just like most of my Pokemon looks, scratch that, all of my Pokemon looks, I'm highlighting the high points of my face and body. These blend into the paint really nicely, and you just want to powder the paint that you just laid down so you can go back and intensify that white. The powder will act as a layer of protection for the pink so that the white that you now put down stays extra white. My Jigglypuff is a bit on the peachy pink side instead of just pastel pink, and though she, or he, is very round, I need some contour up in this bitch. My beloved pearl highlighter is broken, unfortunately, but I'm just too lazy to press it back together with alcohol right now. But I wanted this look to be almost ethereal, and pearl was just perfect. A true white highlight, just look at that. The eyes are for sure the most time-consuming of this look, but just start out by drawing 2 circles around your eyes. Our goal is to hide the eyebrow and eye when doing looks where our eyes are closed. So use your eyebrow and closed eyelid to create some of the curves of the circle. We want the full illusion. You hear me? Doesn't have to be perfect right now, and you can see I'm deepening around the eye with that same blush. Sketch the iris up and off to the side, all dreamy like, and just use some water-activated paints to fill in the white. Water-activated paints are going to be great for this because they do dry, which really means less creasy, and unlike cream, which will crease all over, everywhere. If your lines aren't perfect, which mine were far from, you can use some blush to just even out your mistakes. This will also help the process of really perfecting that circle shape. Mixing up some blue and teal together, I created this iris color, and now it's going to be just a lot of correcting back and forth to get them as even as possible. A good tip is to close your eyes as you would and take a quick picture to see your progress. This will help to show you exactly how it's going to look when your eyes are closed, since you can't really see that normally. Add more, take away, add back. It's a tedious process, but well worth it. Sugar Pill has some bright ass matte eyeshadows, so I want to use those for the eyes, and we're going to set everything. Even though the paint does dry, we want to just set it to ensure staying power. The top of the irises are a little darker, so to achieve this, I blend a black and blue eyeshadow towards the top of the curve. And to highlight the bottom, add some cream paint and blend that in. I do layer it up a bit for the desired effect, but leave a small rim of the original color to line around the eyes. The highlight doesn't go all the way to the bottom. Just a little last bit of white paint for the glossy highlight on top. I used water activated again since my eyes do crease there. So our lashes can completely give away a look, so I decided to add a bit of black eyeshadow around the bottom of the eyes and coat my lashes in the shadow too. This also makes the bottom look a little more sunken in. Our eyes just look a little more popped out now. As you can see in the picture, I needed just a little bit more highlight at the bottom, especially because it was kind of a little circle, so you gotta layer that ish up so that it really looks like the reference picture. Added a bit of blush to my Cupid's bow and put Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick in a bright coral shade on my lips. And I gotta overline just a little. Some pearl was then dabbed into the center, because who doesn't want metallic pearly lips? Now for our extra pieces we made, I did highlight them just a little bit with pearl. I threw on a wig and mapped out where I wanted the ears and hair to lay. After you have that down, put some Pros-Aid, Spirit Gum, whatever works for you, down onto your pretty little face. After they're all stuck down, now you're all done. Oh, Rattatas. Just so you know, that's what Rattata's new name is, according to my Periscope family. Popped in some red contacts and pulled out my reference picture as usual. Another tip is that if you don't know what to do makeup-wise, take out an app like Facetune and roughly draw out your look on a picture of you to get a general idea. I do this all the time and it's a lifesaver. Rattata's has a specific purple color, so I'm going to show you how to custom mix your own. I'm taking some purple and putting a bit of water on it to start the process of getting it nice and creamy. He's a little lighter than this, and so mix in some white. You could use a palette to do this, but here's my arm. The color is way too warm, so adding a blue will mute it down. It was very red toned, but now the blue will balance it out. And voila! Once you're happy with your color, just cover your face and body, leaving the nude color parts exposed, and go ahead and fill those in with a foundation. I decided to go for a cream and blend that just a little bit onto the purple. Set that because it is a cream foundation, and again, just gonna speed through this.
Oh, your high point, blah, blah, blah. Do this, do that.
Really, the only difference is we're going to also highlight the tops of our nude little cheekies. We're going to use this palette for just about everything on this look, so starting out with a little bit of contour. Darken my cheekbones, my jaw, my temples, and I even switched this lighter pinky purple to get a nice blend from light to dark. Now we want to draw out his little angry mouth with a light pencil, which is going to be easiest to cover, but I've used many different colors before, and you just gotta work a little extra harder to cover it. For the paint job of the mouth, we want to hide out the lip line the best we possibly can, hence me just filling in the teeth to the end of my top lip. For this type of makeup, it's always best to try to conceal your human features. Sorry my lip piercing, man, it just gives me away, but it's too cute to give up. I can't do it. He just looks pissed all the time. He's always screaming, probably because no one loves him, so use some of those NYX eyeshadows as earlier under your brows to give a deeper angry effect. I even add a little bit of black eyeshadow just to really deepen it. Rattata's is going to have some really thick eyeliner just because his eyes are so super angled and mine aren't quite as angled as his. But they became like an Amy Winehouse eyeliner. At this point, I thought I could salvage some glam to the look by adding lashes, but that just made it a little weirder. Or maybe cute, I don't know. And I wanted to add white to the bottom of my eyes just to open them up a little more, and black shadow underneath that to blend right into the liner. I hate stuff on my waterline with a burning passion, but it looks so cool with red there, so I add a little bit of Milk Jumbo pencil for the base, and then Love Plus red eyeshadow on top, just to the outer corners. Since he's always yelling, contour the sides of the face a little to show that the mouth is opening, and I used some black and brown eyeshadow to add a little bit of shadow on top of the teeth that would be casting down from the upper lip. You can also use that black eyeshadow to make the tongue look a little more 3D by adding a little shadow to either sides to make it look curved. His mouth is really open, so we need to add even more of those wrinkles around the sides of the mouth to show where it's stretching open and smiling, and I wanted the little nose holes too. To look like the sides of the mouth were kind of sinking into the cheeks of the skin, I added a little bit of shadow on the side and brought that down. Highlight some of the edges of the mouth with a lighter foundation, or in my case, a very light nude pencil, just so that it looks like it's popping forward. The ears and whiskers were made the exact same way with Model Magic and painted with the same method as before, so I glued those into place using Prozade. Ugh. All creepy fucking Rattata. There you go. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and had some fun. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out my other Pokemon video if you haven't seen it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!